What? Yeah. No, I'm behaving myself. No, I'm not playing in abandoned buildings. What? Again? Now, I suppose you had those people follow me again. Fine. Hey, this is Jimmy Pharaoh from Monte and the Pharaoh, and I want to thank all our subscribers. We have now passed 14,000 on our YouTube channel. But I want to ask our subscribers to take the next step for us and become a full-fledged member of Monte and the Pharaoh. Yeah, that's right, folks. There's 3 different levels to choose from. There's free shirts. There's free autographs. Just check it out and become a member of Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh. Later.
Welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV, straight out of Ronkonkoma, Long Island. Jared, the board, Jared.
How's it going?
How'd you like those interviews on Friday? The great Ronnie Garvin and Tommy Wildfire Rich.
They were awesome.
Tommy Wildfire Rich couldn't stop talking about you. I went and saw him on Sunday.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He's
Okay.
like, I love that kid, Jared. That guy's the greatest producer ever. I swear to God. He was, I'm not, you think I'm kidding.
I think he's just sucking
shout
up
out
to Jared
Tommy.
because he wanted. I'm sorry, Jared. I think he's just sucking up to Jared because he wanted to go hang out with him and his youngins, his young girlfriends.
And his young girlfriends? I don't know. He just was like, this guy's the greatest producer of all time. And I said, Wildfire? I don't know what to say to you. So,
I love Wildfire.
Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Jared, don't put down the mic yet. I need you to weigh in.
What?
So I invited Pharaoh to dinner Saturday night
here we
with
go.
Sunny Beach and Tony Atlas at a very fine dining restaurant, and
Yeah.
Pharaoh overslept. Thoughts on that one?
Go ahead, Jared. Tell me.
That's tough. That's tough.
And they served us what is that? What is that high?
Dom Perignon,
Dom
and stuff like that. Yeah.
They brought Dom Perignon
Well, you know,
to the table.
you didn't omit one little thing that might have caused me to maybe at least set the alarm.
Go ahead.
And I found out about it the next day in classic Monte fashion.
What's that?
It's a YouTube video of Tony Atlas. You forgot to mention it was for Tony Atlas's birthday.
That would have
see
made a
it the
difference.
I might have been like, I don't want to miss the birthday. I might have set the alarm. I might have not drank those extra bottles of whiskey the night before.
Well, there you go.
I mean,
Drinking
yeah.
whiskey alone or partying with the boys. Want to mention Chris Lee.
Drinking
Thank
whiskey
you.
alone.
11 months as a member. Chris from Australia. How are you, buddy?
What is up, Chris?
Jason in the house. Stinger's in the house. RJ, Roy in the house. ESO
Nice.
Creative in the house, who was at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, man. Lucky.
He actually called me, filled me in. He said
Lucky,
it was
lucky.
unbelievable. The crowd was off the hook, he
I would have
said.
loved to have seen it.
Not what other people were saying, which is surprising to me because
other-
it looked like a very wild crowd, I think.
What, other people?
Don the Barber, hey, brother. A mess in the house. PJ, how are you? Glad to have you all on a Thursday.
What is up, one and all? What's
One
up?
and all.
Yeah.
Pharaoh, your thoughts about Ronnie Garvin and Wildfire Tommy Rich?
Well, Tommy Rich, if like he lived locally, I'd probably be hanging out with him every weekend. You know, I don't know what Mrs. Rich would think about that, but he'd probably be like, "Can I go out with the Pharaoh just for a few minutes?"
Like if you were like,
You know?
you'd say you're like, hey Tommy, let's make a date. I'm gonna come see you tomorrow.
Let's make a date.
Well, it's not that kind of, but you know what I mean. Like I'm gonna come see you tomorrow, and Tommy's like,
Yeah.
that'll be fine, Pharaoh. Can't
Yeah.
wait to see you.
I could see that.
And then you'd sleep and
And then I'd
oversleep.
fall asleep.
You'd
Right.
oversleep if he'd be
Right.
like, where are you, Pharaoh?
It's my birthday, bitch! Yeah, I can see that. And Ronnie Garvin, totally love Ronnie Garvin. Even though he tortured me as a kid with Valentine, I really, really like Ronnie Garvin very much. Nice man. Very cool. Who wrote in Barney Rubble? That's mean. Did you see that? You didn't see that comment?
No.
Somebody called Ronnie Garvin the WCW world champ Barney Rubble. I'm like, that I never saw the. Do you see any?
Yeah, it's a little Barney Rubble. Not that he looks like not.
I don't think so.
I think so. It's
really?
That's a compliment, dude.
It's pretty funny.
It's a compliment.
That's
He was
awful.
built like Barney Rubble was built.
Dude, I would have messed with Barney Rubble. A little
no.
pit bull.
That's it.
Hey, Fred. He's a tough
Sad
little
news,
bastard.
Pharaoh's second family accuses Sesame Place of discrimination against black child.
What?
A theme park, Sesame Place, has come under heavy criticism following a viral video showing a costume character appearing to ignore two black girls.
What?
Now another family is making a similar allegations.
Oh, boy.
Earlier this month, a video of an actor in a Rosita, I don't know who Rosita is.
I don't know who Rosita is
costume
either.
could be high-fiving kids and parents, but waving off two black girls.
What? Are you picturing this?
Yeah, I am.
Imagine being a little kid and there's Mr. Peanut or something. Hey, Mr. Peanut. He's like, hey, what's up, what's up? All right, you two, get away from me.
Life-altering.
Are you kidding me?
Life-altering.
You know what the worst part is, though? All right. I'm going to go a little deep. You bring up this crazy stuff, so okay. Bear with me on this one.
Go ahead.
When you apply for, this is why I almost feel like it's not Sesame Place's fault. It's the lunatic that did this. Like, for example, when you're getting an interview to work at Sesame Place, do you really think they ask you, so, how do you feel about Jews? You understand what I'm saying? Like, someone here is clearly not being cool at all when it comes to color of skin, and I don't even know how you're supposed to...
Wait a minute. Do you think we're being a little bit... Did I ever tell you this story? Can I share you a story?
I think
And
that
might
the
have told you-
person should be held responsible, but I'm not sure that the theme
But
park
hold on.
asks you how you
This
feel
has
about
been
every
going-
background.
This type of stuff has been going on
This is weird.
forever and ever and ever, and
This
it's
is
not
true.
just a black and white
This
thing.
is awful.
I'll share a story with you guys. Maria Davis, the first lady of wrestling in the
Maria.
house. Good to see you, Phil.
What is
How
up?
are you, buddy? Good
Hey
to
there,
see
Mr.
you.
Phil. What up?
Don't forget, guys. Marty Jannetty in next Thursday. First appearance of Marty Jannetty, I think, in a very long time.
Butter up.
So I'll tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
So Pharaoh and I went to a school which was called John Glenn High School.
Yes.
And our junior high was what?
Elwood Junior High School.
Thank you. I'm sorry about it. I couldn't remember that.
That's okay. I think
So
they changed the
at
name
Elwood,
anyway.
at Elwood Junior High, there used to be a show called Wonderama. It was on Channel 5 here in New York, and I believe the host was
Bob McAllister.
Bob McAllister. Very good.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep. Channel 5.
And by the way,
Yep, back in the day.
By the way, Jared was
70s.
at the new Wonderama in the city.
What?
Yeah, he was.
Jared went to the new Wonderama?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Nicolette performing.
Oh, wow.
So what was it like? What
Very
was it? A
cool.
bunch of kids, or like fill me in?
Yeah, it was in Times Square. There was a bunch of people sitting on those steps that are there.
Okay.
And there were some kids like right by the stage.
Very cool.
So-
nice gig.
Different from the Wonderama that Jared just appeared at.
Way different.
Was that there was a game show for kids, and they used to call you up, and then I
Yes.
forget the whole premise, but then you would pick a thing, and if snakes came out, you didn't get prizes.
Yeah,
If you
right.
picked a prize, you could go to another prize, but you had to open up a can if it
Sure.
had snakes. Blah
sure.
blah blah.
Sure.
So Wonderama came to Elwood Junior High.
Amazing. Where was
And-
I for this? Go on.
There was a kid named, remember, Michael Winters, right?
Sure.
Michael Winters and I went to this, and here I am, a young kid, and I've got this sweater on, and I'm all excited. I'm at Wonderama.
Wackadoo, wackadoo.
There you go.
Go ahead.
So here comes Bob McAllister. He's going to pick some kids.
Uh-oh.
Excited, right? You're raising
Oh,
your
you
hands.
must have been freaking out. Yeah.
So he points to me and Mikey Winters.
Right.
And Mikey Winters gets up because he's pointing at him.
Okay.
Tells Mikey Winters to sit down. He goes, no, not you. The ugly kid.
What?
Which was me.
This wasn't a televised event. This was a local live.
This was a
coming to
local
the-
coming
yeah,
to the
but
school.
this wasn't on television, right? Wait a second. Wait, was Pop there by any chance?
No.
Oh, it's a good thing Pop wasn't there.
But here you go.
because Bob
here I am.
McAllister would have gotten whacked.
Here I am, a young guy, young kid, and I've been marking my mind, I'm the ugly kid.
Dude, that's horrible.
Think about that.
That's horrendous.
So this is no different.
Until you met me and you knew better.
Well,
you were like, I'm not the ugly
Now,
kid.
you always pulled the charm.
Come
you always
on,
got
at the
the trim.
beginning I looked like a chipmunk with braces. When
It
you
worked.
first
The
met
girls
me.
said. But my whole point to you, Pharaoh, is this.
Go ahead.
Throughout life, people have picked on children and made them feel like shit.
Yes, that's
it's
true.
how the kids recover from it. I think I
Right.
recovered decently from it.
Okay.
If I ever ran into Bob McAllister, I would rip his throat out.
Oh,
but-
you've recovered.
You know what I mean? But
Feeling better already.
But again, this is what happens in life. It's it's
Right.
It's a sad story.
Right.
But
So does
I don't.
Sesame Place, going back to the, who's responsible, does Sesame Place themselves, are they responsible for this idiot, or is this idiot responsible
Well, first
for...
of all, maybe the
Or is
look,
everybody
not
responsible?
defending the idiot.
I'll go with whatever
It's
works.
pretty hard to see
This
in
is
a
messed up.
costume, dude.
Right.
So maybe you didn't see the kids.
Okay.
Is that a possibility?
I guess, but what are you?
And by the way,
waving them off?
I got to tell you too. We used to,
doesn't
if
sound like you
everybody
didn't
remembers
see 'em.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E.
When we were in high
Cheese.
school,
What-
Chuck E. Cheese used to go to Chuck
What
E.
did that
Cheese.
rat
and,
do to you?
And they used to. Well, the problem is, no, that was even worse than Bob McAllister. We go to Chuck E. Cheese, and there would be like people in costume,
Yeah,
and they were
yeah.
probably high school kids like we were,
Probably.
right?
Right.
And
That's a low-paying job being Chuck E. Cheese.
well, sometimes they were women in those
oh,
costumes.
okay.
And they flirted with you while they're in the mouse costume.
This-
And at this particular one, I remember the
What?
mouse costume. And I'm flirting with the mouse.
With the mouse?
And this is going on for hours because it's like...
You're
it's
flirting with a mouse for hours.
It's intriguing. You don't know what they look like.
Very interesting.
Making sexual innuendos
With
at
a
you, right?
costume Chuck E. Cheese, dude.
This is worse than Bob McAllister. When this bitch took that fucking mask off,
green teeth.
ugh,
As ugly as a tree stump. Is that
Worse.
what happened? It was worse than a tree
was
stump.
worse.
Tree stumps are pretty.
so I think
Unsightly.
I'd rather get waved off by a costume person or called ugly by Bob McAllister than be investing hours into this mouse just to
Wow.
find out what
You know,
was
if
that.
I had been there, I would have advised against it in the first 20 minutes. But
Why would you have?
I'd be like, well, you're flirting with a mouse. What is wrong with you?
Because it's something sexy about
I was
someone in costume.
My it factor would have been like, nope, there's something ugly. There's something what? I would have been like, there's something very ugly underneath that cover.
and then you make a mistake. They take the mask off, and all of a sudden they look like, woof.
Yeah, but you got Goldberg. Hi,
Well, that's my life.
you're next.
That's my life. You're next.
What the fuck,
That's my life, dude.
I guess. Stay away from cartoon and children's shows in costume. Stay away, Mike. It doesn't work for you.
More serious news, Kim Jong-un warns the U.S. and South Korea his nuclear war deterrent is ready. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un warned the United States and South Korea that his country would be willing to use its nuclear arsenal against them. Pharaoh.
Oh, shut up, you little prick. Fuck off. I'm sorry. Here I go with the fucking bad words. This guy has been spouting his little fucking chest for how many years now, puffing himself out. I've found it amazing how he behaved himself during the last president's term. That's probably because he knew he would get his shit kicked out of him. I mean, whatever. Whatever with this guy, you know? Do I get a little nervous that I'm not so sure we would know what the hell to do with him right now in his current state? Yeah, I do. But look, the world. If he ever does anything stupid, which he's very capable of, because he looks stupid, and he says stupid things, and he acts stupid, so it's obvious that I wouldn't trust him with his little toy. This is on the world, you know. Don't blame the United States at the end of the day if he starts pushing buttons at everybody. The whole world knows what this asshole's been playing with in his basement. You know?
By
So
the way,
do something about this fuck.
By the way, a few comments. Phil says
Yeah.
out there that the crowd in Worcester last night for
It's
AEW.
Worcester. We got to get that straight. It's Worcester because I one time back in high school I went up there to see the Grateful Dead.
And someone said it's Worcester.
Yeah, I knew it was like Worcester sauce.
He said the AEW crowd was hot. Jimmy Fingers, haven't seen him
can
in a
see that.
while. Jimmy saying
What's up,
Jimmy
Jimmy? What's up,
is starting to look like Fabio with a
Fabio?
healthy head of hair. I wonder if
well, thank
Monte
you.
ever gets jealous of it.
No,
Do I
he
get
doesn't.
jealous of the hair?
No.
No, I do.
You do?
I do. I would always
You
wish
always
I had
encourage me to grow it,
I do.
which is
If
interesting.
I
to
if
me.
I could grow
Thank
hair,
you.
I would grow it down to my
You
ass.
would. Nice. Dude,
I will.
you had awesome hair back in the day, dude.
It was a long time ago.
I
man.
know, but it was awesome. It was. Go ahead.
ESO says the Raw live was better produced live than the edited TV version by
Okay.
far.
Okay. I can see that.
Anyway,
I can see that.
if you didn't know it, that's the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh with his Fabio hair.
Yeah. I used coconut shampoo today for the first time.
Yeah,
so I guess
guys,
it's-
he's been talking about a used coconut shampoo, and it smells wonderful.
Doesn't it? Not bad.
I'd like to thank the band that sings the theme song for Monte and the Pharaoh. Jimmy Pharaoh and his partner Bart Griggs make up the band Wisteria Hall.
Man!
Wisteria Hall sings such great songs as In My Dreams, This Life, Not Far Behind, Here Comes the Rain. You could find their music on the Wisteria Hall YouTube page. Please hit that like and subscribe. The Wisteria Hall on Spotify.
Yeah.
Apple Music and Reverb Nation. If you didn't know it, you are watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh. Catch us on the Monte and the Pharaoh YouTube page where we have over 2 million views, which, hey,
Wow.
very proud
What
of
on
that.
earth?
Very proud of that. Who would ever have thought? And thanks to everybody who stands behind us. We greatly appreciate it, and we really do mean that. The Monte and the Pharaoh Facebook Live page here is on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. The Monte and the Pharaoh Twitch TV page, channel 115 every Tuesday in New York. 9:30 p.m. and Saturday at 11:30 p.m. And Channel 20 on Tuesdays at 1 a.m. where over 100,000 viewers are watching us weekly. We want to thank Amazon Music for adding us onto their channel. And also, we'll be right back with tonight's show, where we'll be covering a few different things. We are doing head-to-head.
I know.
But
I saw.
I didn't cut video. I forgot.
You mean the intro
The
and
intro,
stuff?
so we're going to have to go without an intro.
Okay.
But you have pictures, though, right?
Yeah, we got pictures.
All right, guys, we got a lot to cover. We'll talk to you in about a minute or so.
We shall return.
Hey folks, this is Wolfie D here, and if you are looking to buy or sell a home in Tennessee or Southern Kentucky, you're going to want to call my buddy, the rock star realtor, Benji Bowie. And you say, Wolfie, how do I get in touch with this rock star? Well, you can call him directly at 615-390-8216. You can go to his website, bowiehomes.com. That's B-U-I-E homes.com. Or you can email him at benbuie34@gmail.com. BENBUIE34@gmail.com. When you need a home, you need the Rockstar Realtor. Tell him Wolfie sent you. Benji is a member of Exit Realty's Garden Gate team in Gallatin, Tennessee.
That's right, folks. Canine Corral for all your dog daycare and overnight care. Call 631-549-1544. That's 631-549-1544.
Jimmy, I got to take a dump. What? No. I mean, I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte the Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV. Jason's asking, have I been up to Saratoga this year? I have not. I plan on it. Unfortunately, I don't want to get into it today.
Is the horses? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But I got a little bad medical news, and we'll talk about it later on when it becomes closer to that time. I'll announce to the fans what's going on.
Okay.
CM Punk went on to draw parallels of him walking out of the company in 2014 to Sasha Banks and Naomi. I'm going to get down to the main part of it for you, Pharaoh. CM Punk on Vince McMahon's retirement. Do you think because he tweeted I'm retired, he's not going to have his hands on it? I don't think the structure is there for change. I don't think the culture is there for change. I'll put it up to you like this. Mercedes, which we all know is Sasha Banks, and Trinity, which we all know is Naomi, leave, and they announce on SmackDown, gosh darn, we're so disappointed in them, and they really let our fans down. Brock splits, comes back. Obviously, I think he works the show, but where's Michael Cole saying Brock really let down the fans? Thoughts on...
This isn't a very good point on his part, and it's not a good comparison, because when Sasha and Naomi walked out, they left. They didn't come back. Is he expecting Michael Cole, while they're still trying to get Lesnar back for the very same show he walked out on? They want him to Are you fucking high, bro? Quit running your fucking mouth. Make some fucking sense. You're not going to do that. And on top of it, Lesnar came back the very same show. And kudos to Lesnar for showing some loyalty to Mr. McMahon. You know, kudos to him, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what the fuck? You know, CM Punk is always going to bitch. That's the bottom line. There's no, option for change. Are you kidding me? When Triple H takes over, which he is taking over, Earth to Phil, I'm sure that Vince is going to let Triple H now at this point, with the severity of what's going on. I think Triple H is going to be running shit, and I bet you a lot of people are fucking happy about it, Phil. Some people who might even be working in your company right now, Phil. So watch a lot of them come back because Triple H fucking treats people differently than Vince. There's no right or wrong here either.
He goes on to say how Sasha and Naomi have bigger balls than anybody else. But to your point, Phil says this to you. There's people that talk about it and there's people that do it. The people that lick the boots and have the audacity to go on live TV and say that they're about those two women fucking cowards and bootlickers. That shit's ridiculous. Why didn't they do it for Brock?
He's just hopping on the same point that makes no sense. Brock Lesnar left and came back to this very same show. What does he want? Listen, It sounds to me like someone's severely jealous of the fact that Brock Lesnar didn't have to fight for the affection of Hunter and Vince. It sounds to me like a jealous dude.
And
that's what it
let's be
sounds to
real,
me like.
Phil.
Okay, CM Punk, you do have balls. You do blaze your own path. You do
Wait
what
a minute,
you
wait a
want.
minute, stop.
That's fine.
Stop.
You know?
Why does he blaze his own path?
I'm acknowledging that this is his way of doing things.
Again,
Fine.
it's very easy when you make a ton of money
Right.
to then dictate your terms afterwards.
Of
Everybody would love to
course.
do that.
He wasn't going to pull that shit when he first got to the company.
And
of course
I'm going to
not.
say this. I'm going to make this clear,
You
and you
know?
can disagree with me
What's that?
all you like.
Go ahead.
Brock Lesnar and Sasha Banks are such bigger stars than you are, or ever have been, Phil. I'm
Nah, not
sorry.
Sasha. I'll give you Brock.
I'm gonna
not
disagree
gonna
with you.
I'm not going to give you Sasha Banks. She's not a bigger star than fucking CM Punk was during the summer of Punk. No fucking way. I ain't going there.
You don't
But
think more people know who Sasha Banks is than CM Punk?
I think no. I think overall no. That's just my opinion. I mean, as far as the impact on the business, no. But Brock Lesnar, yes. Brock Lesnar has had an amazing career in WWE and a very, very long one. 20 years on and off. Okay, he was gone for a while. But since 2014, he's been pretty much around, okay, here and there, whatever you want to call it. It's an 8-year run. I mean, do the freaking math.
Biggs
you
Boss
know?
Fetty in the house? Big,
What
how
is
are you?
up, Boss Fetty? I don't know, dude. I do respect people who say fuck you and do their own thing. That's what he did. I don't disrespect him. I do disrespect him when he's constantly bitching like this. I think it's bullshit. So, I mean, look, we've always gone back and forth on this. I don't think he was wrong when he left, okay? He was getting fucking, not
What he
getting to
wanted to
where he
do.
wanted to go.
That's what he wanted to do.
That's why I
That
give
was
him
his
his
right.
props.
That's his right, right.
I agree with you. I think that he was a total bitch. He made a mistake. He should have fucking stayed.
No, he shouldn't have.
I think he should have.
He's exactly where he belongs. He's
But
exactly
look what
where he
happened to
belongs.
him afterwards. He went to MMA and got knocked around like a fucking
That's
punching
right.
bag. And then he comes to AEW, wins the belt, and he's hurt.
Again, we're going to talk about.
I don't
I'm
know,
going to talk
man.
about
It
ownership.
ain't so
here.
glorious to
I'm going
me.
to talk
I
about
don't know.
ownership here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Phil,
Yeah.
if someone didn't like the storylines that you wanted to do.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
You work for somebody. So
And you're
now
not-
you're working for somebody you can write your own
Right.
storylines.
And you're not
Congratulations.
and you're not worth more than the Rock and Cena back when you were so pissed off. So wake up. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't that the thing he was
And
pissed
to
about?
our
Rock
friend
and
Phil
Cena?
from Boston that
know?
we always talk with and we love.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter where AEW goes. It's the same group of people
Right.
that will cheer for
Right.
everything that goes
Right.
on.
They've actually cornered their market in a way. This is what they're going to
I'm going to tell you something very funny.
Unless they change.
They've been getting me very interested lately
know?
with some of these matchups, right? I wanted to see Danhausen,
Right.
right? Mm-hmm. They first pan out when they have Moxley wrestling, defending his title. Mm-hmm. That crowd looked like there was 1 million people, and I'm like, whoa!
Mm-hmm.
And then also when you pan back, Phil, how many does that place even hold? 4,000 people?
Where was
in-
this? What was the
He
name
says
of
it
the-
was in Worcester. I don't know what the
Oh,
stadium
okay.
was.
Yeah.
So, Phil, if you can tell us how many people were in
Well,
that
it's not the
stadium.
Boston
it-
Garden, that's for
No,
sure.
but what I'm trying to say is it looked
Boston
like
Garden,
this huge audience, and
yeah.
it wasn't. So
Right.
then you have Ricky Starks beat Danhausen,
Right.
and then who comes out?
Hey, we got ourselves a new FTW champion. He's 120 pounds of fighting fury.
And he Ultimate Warriored it.
I know.
Right? Starks is ready for a challenger.
Right.
And here comes Hook. And you know what the scary part is? The music comes on, and I have no clue it's Hook. I'm like, whose music is this? I don't know. I have no clue.
They marked out like crazy, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Didn't they?
He said 12,000 capacity. Phil, do you
Not
think
bad.
it was filled at 12,000?
Not bad.
12,000 is not a bad crowd.
Phil,
I don't think it was
Phil,
filled.
be honest. How full was it? I really want to know. I mean, did they actually fill the place? I'm just curious.
ESO says Danhausen versus Hook, battle of the 120-pounders. Danhausen's already done. He said about 9,000 there, maybe. Okay, that's fair. That's not
cool.
a bad crowd.
No,
that's not a bad crowd.
Not bad at all. But again, this almost enhances it. Look, I know that this is not the WWE, so this point may not get through.
Right.
But as far as today's wrestling and the amount of people that watch it, Sasha Banks is not CM Punk. They're just. I don't think that there's as many people even watching as there was 10 years ago. There's less than there was watching 20 years ago. Sure, everybody can watch on their phone, but as far as attendance, going to live events, remember when the Garden was a hard place to get into?
Yeah.
Now we could just go. I'm telling you. I mean, sure, there's a lot of different
I'm
options.
telling
to
you,
watch
they bring
wrestling,
Sasha
but
Banks into AEW, it changes the audience.
I would like to think that
You
it'll
bring
get
a
them.
bunch of women into
They
that
need
audience.
more commercially successful people that
Yes.
are now, not then.
Yes.
Like Punk and
Well, speaking
others.
of CM Punk,
They need
his
younger-
injury
younger.
is still not looking good. CM Punk says there's no
course it isn't.
time
Hey.
for when he's coming back.
Right, isn't that great? Isn't that great? Well, he's got a lot of time to talk shit in the meantime. Lucky us. We got Punk in his keyboard. So we got plenty of time for that. Dude, you know how much I love CM Punk, but there's a lot of things that...
Do you love him anymore?
I'll always part of it. He'll always be one of my favorite wrestlers, but he fucking pisses me off. I think that he's become a real big fat motor mouth. It's just really frustrating to me. You know, we get it, CM Punk. We get that people were dicks to you over there, but bro, you are not.
They were dicks to you, giving you $1 million a year. I'm a dick.
I'm only talking about his creative bitching, not the obvious that they took great care of him financially.
Okay, I'm going to challenge you this. You're a good CM Punk guy. I'm going to.
Yeah.
So tell me the great angle CM Punk was in that was so great that he did.
I loved CM Punk with Cena. I loved when he blew the kiss to Vince. I loved his program with Jericho. I loved his programs with almost anybody he got in the ring with. I found him interesting.
But you know what?
I loved his relationship with Heyman.
But you know what got him angry?
I loved him.
We all know they got angry when he was beaten by The Rock.
Right.
The real thing that got him angry was that they didn't carry on with straight edge society. And you don't ever mention that.
Because that's not to me.
But to him, that was the biggest problem.
Well, wake up, Phil. That wasn't it. That wasn't going to get you anywhere. What got you somewhere is what you wound up doing between you and Vince. You know?
So MJF is still gone as AEW's trying to push the agenda. Mm-hmm. Again, from what I understand, MJF was supposed to beat CM Punk for the title. Mm-hmm. Since CM Punk's out, they're trying to carry this thing out. But now, as a wrestling fan, I'm starting to get a little annoyed because I feel like they're trying so hard to make us feel like it's real.
Right.
It feels like it's not real.
Right. And
so thoughts on MJF?
They blew this. You know, we say it every week. What's going on? You had incredible momentum. You had everybody talking about him, and where is he? What are we doing? You know, and I got to be honest. When I think about this, I get very, very excited that WWE has now lifted, the old PG rating, because a guy like MJF is just going to, be careful, folks out there who think that the WWE is not going to change. I think Phil is way off base. I think that as Triple H continues to do his thing, I think they are going to change somewhat. There is going to be some very edgy shit going on, and I think we're going to see a lot of it. Triple H is an original member of D-Generation X. Edgy enough for you? He's going to do something. It's definitely going to have his fingerprints on it. I loved what he did with NXT, and I'm pretty excited to see what he does with the main program, and I couldn't be happier that it's Triple H and Stephanie. I was so worried that after Vince stepped away, in whatever form he is stepping away, that the company would be in bad hands. It is not in bad hands.
By the way, Big Boss Sweaty just reminded us WrestleMania has been announced for 2024, Philadelphia.
Nice.
Wow. It's going to be a hot crowd.
Philly with the PG rating lifted. Philly.
Crazy.
Do you understand? I mean, wow.
On a lower level, Billy Corrigan replaces Nick Aldis with Tyrus in the title match for NWA 74. Nick Aldis is no longer the number one contender for the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Billy Corrigan changed the title match for the NWA 74 for goalpost moving. I told you I would outthink them all, no matter what. This is Aldis. No matter what kind of goalpost moving goes on, I'll find a way to win. I'm not naive. I know there are forces who don't want to see me as champion again. So at this point, it looks like, all right, we're just playing the angle. Good stuff, right?
Okay.
Nice try. Mm-hmm. Corrigan, in response, he appeared on Busted Open Radio with our friend...
we have friends on Busted Open Radio?
No, not
you
really.
Liar. What are you talking about?
Talking about removing Aldis from the match. Good news is the growth of NWA and the resurgence of NWA in a modern era is bringing pressure inside the locker room. Everybody's jousting for position as they should be, but in the case of Nick Aldis, yes, the number one contender for the NWA Heavyweight Championship against Trevor Murdoch in St. Louis. I've dealt with this man for over 4 years, and for every ounce of politicking you see publicly, there's about 10 minutes worse behind the scenes.
So what is this?
Thoughts on this?
What is this? Another let's fight with the owner? This is another let's fight with the owner angle, right? I'm mad at the owner, and the owner's mad at me. What is the end result of this going to be? And by the way, this really...
Well, it goes on further. We'll talk about it, but at this point, it looked like something, again, a work turning into a shoot, which is being so poorly done that it just doesn't even become anything. You don't even want to, you don't care about it.
Right. Well, this is what eats at me, and I can't believe that nobody can see this. When you're a smaller company, when you're not an AEW even, when you're a smaller company, when you're, whatever TNA is right now or the NWA is right now, how do you not know that the only way that you're going to get your promotion, if you're that small, on the map, is to create and raise your own stars? Do you hear what this little company has put together? We've got Magnus versus Trevor Murdoch. Was it Trevor Murdoch, Garrison Cade? Trevor Murdoch from like 2006 or 7?
Right.
I just want to make sure.
Right.
Okay? And who's the third party here? Trevor,
Tyrus.
Nick Aldis, and Tyrus. Is he going to do the dinosaur? What was that? Was that like 12 years ago?
He hated that, by the way.
I don't blame him.
I liked it.
By the way, I think he's a great interview, so if he ever wants to come on, that's cool. But my God, what are we... How the F do you not go back and realize that ECW was a bunch of dudes that nobody had ever heard of? Sandman, Sabu. Don't tell me everybody heard of them. Nobody heard of them back in those days. They were forging a path. Paul was creating new effing stars to grow his little promotion, and look what happened. Ring of Honor was the same way. 2005, here's Ring of Honor. Bryan Danielson, who's that? Oh, check him out, he's pretty good. CM Punk, who's that? Oh, check him out, he's pretty good.
It's funny,
Samoa Joe, who's that? Check him out, he's pretty good. What are you doing, NWA? This is not going to get you where you want to go.
It's good that you brought that up. So here's a point. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to disagree with you on this one point,
Oh,
right?
okay.
AEW tried to build, they had to get a Jericho in there to get their name
That was
out there.
smart. That's different.
Nick Aldis.
They're a bigger company with
Nick
bigger
Aldis,
cash flow.
Nick Aldis is that lower level Chris Jericho, I guess.
I don't see it.
But interesting point.
He's
to
fine,
your
but-
point, with agreeing with you, is
Yeah.
I was listening to Road Dogg today on an interview.
Yeah.
And someone brought up the Wednesday night wars that supposedly happened, which people seem to make up.
If you say so.
And he said,
Okay.
and this is what I've always felt, he goes, we weren't competing with them.
No.
And honestly,
Worries.
how could we compete with them?
Right.
We were building stars.
Right.
Johnny Gargano.
Right.
Adam Cole.
Right.
They already had Moxley,
Yeah.
Jericho. How can you win
Right.
that war?
No, you can't. And on top of it, they had what NXT had done a few years earlier by grabbing a Nakamura, or they had Kenny Omega. They had the top indie guys, is what I'm saying.
right.
They grabbed Kenny Omega, they grabbed the Young Bucks, they grabbed your favorite, the Cowboy, Adam Page. These guys were all big-time independent guys. So they had them.
But again, NXT was building Bianca Belair,
Right.
who now is this huge star, right?
Right.
I mean, this is pretty...
Right. Dude, I'll take one...
Theory's a perfect example.
Theory's great. I'll take one Braun Breaker over everything I basically see in AEW. Am I strange? I can't wait for Braun Breaker to be fully developed and come up and win the world title. This guy's that's a wrestler, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a wrestler. I'll take one look at Braun Breaker, Austin Theory. You know what's funny? A whole decade's gone by, and not once did I ever hear anybody go, wow, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, John Moxley, hell of a crop Vince grew there.
Yeah, right.
You never fucking hear a word.
No.
Vince doesn't develop talent. What are you looking at, people? Did you miss something?
You're right.
It's just hilarious. I mean, very quietly, the poster boy for the style that they all love today, Dolph Ziggler. Who grew him? He's a career guy. He's never going to come to AEW. He's going to stay with Vince right till the
You're
end.
right.
I mean, come on, man. Don't tell me that they haven't been growing amazing wrestlers over the years. They have.
All right, so Nick Aldis responds back. He gave money back during the pandemic to help others.
Okay.
I gave money back from my salary so he could help keep other guys whole.
Okay.
I said, I'm okay. I'm good. Help try to keep some of these guys whole. I'm not sure at what point I was politicking. What I've always done, regardless where I worked, is I've done everything I can for the people paying me. No amount of money in the world buys you the privilege to disrespect me.
Wow, that sure sounds and feels genuine.
It does.
It does. But
does.
why would you bring this up unless this is a work?
Well, let's say
it's
not a work. Let's take this statement in
That
a
Billy
whole.
Corgan's going to get rid of him. Period. You think he's
let-
going to take that?
this statement in the whole, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You gave money back.
Right.
Well, why'd you give money back? Because, Nick, you can't work anywhere else. You could claim you want to work somewhere else.
Right.
No one wants you.
Right.
So you need other people to stay, because
Right.
if they don't,
Right.
you don't make any more money.
There's only been one place, in my opinion, where Nick Aldis was truly effective and where he could truly call it home was when he was TNA, when he was in TNA. Everywhere else.
Was he effective?
In TNA, I felt he was at one point. I think they actually maxed out when they had him in a suit, and he was a bad guy, and he was doing his thing. I thought he came across very well. But again, this is only TNA success, so it is what it is. You know.
He goes
His
on to
passed.
talk about
I mean,
his
he's getting older
loyalty
now.
to the NWA. In 2019, I was given the opportunity to jump on the train with Tony Khan. Tony was very gracious to me. He gave me a phone call, and we had a good conversation. Out of loyalty and gratitude, I decided to stay. I guess the train doesn't stop twice. Now that I look back, who knows? That gets thrown back in my face for what?
Interesting. I think that, honestly, and I think you'll agree, I think Nick Aldis made a big mistake if he said no to Tony Khan. What are you thinking? You're going to stay loyal to
I don't
NW?
believe. I believe they had a conversation, and I
Right.
believe that it was going nowhere.
Probably.
He probably wanted to know,
I agree.
where am I going to go in your company? Well, you're probably going to fall to the, the Moxleys of the world and
Right.
the Jerichos of the world.
Right.
And he probably said, you know what?
Right.
I'd rather be this
the
big fish,
right,
in
right.
this stupid little
Right.
NWA pond, right?
Right, and to be honest, I think if Aldis had ever worked for Vince over his entire career, if he ever had, I think his max would have been a U.S. champion or something.
Yeah, you say that.
You know?
I don't even see this guy. I've never been a fan.
He's got a tremendous build.
Yeah,
You can't say that.
and you know what? The whole suit thing
I like that.
doesn't work
Okay.
for me.
I liked
Okay,
it.
it never did. His
Gotcha.
accent didn't work for me.
You know, he was part of the main event mafia. You sure that suit doesn't work at all?
It didn't work for me. Even
Well, I
back
thought it
then.
did.
And I like the main event mafia.
was part of it.
I understand. I get
Wasn't
it.
that Joe Angle, him, and who? I'm missing
It was
somebody.
Sting.
There we
It
go.
was
There
a
was
bunch
the
of them,
four
right?
of them, right? Yeah,
Again,
that was awesome.
Nick Aldis is
I
a
like that.
secondary thought. He's
gotcha.
below a Christian,
I
in
got-
my opinion.
I agree. How about them apples?
Yeah, so
I
there you
agree
go.
with that.
So if Christian can't make it,
Christian's actually captain charisma compared to Nick.
Well,
Very interesting.
actually,
Okay,
Jungle
I'll give it-
Boy made a really true statement. And I will give AEW a little credit that they're allowing their guys to say what they really feel, because you know it's real.
Okay.
He said, Christian, you've never been more relevant in your career than you are right
Very
now.
interesting.
And that is fact.
That's very interesting. As far as his individual career, yes, but do I think it outshines his TLC moments? Back when they
That's
were
wrestling moments.
Right.
But when you thought about TLC, you didn't go
Right.
Christian.
No, not at
You
all.
thought about Dudley's.
That's
you
right.
thought about Edge.
Yeah, I did.
Christian was always
Jeff. Right.
Matt.
A little Matt.
Right.
More Jeff.
Not a lot of Christian.
I agree. Didn't Edge and Christian always win those matches, though?
They did. They did. They did.
They sure did.
They did. They
Much
did.
to my Dudley boy dismay.
So
Oh,
my
well.
whole point about this, guys, out there is I'm getting tired of let's make everybody believe this is a shoot when it's
Right.
clearly a
Yeah.
work, and it's annoying me.
Yeah, so it's just bullshit.
It's like you're overdoing it at this point.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
keep your little quips
Yeah.
and your funny little lines, and it's good, but keep it there.
I just don't like. Where did he say this, by the way? Was this on a tweet or something?
He was on Busted Open Radio.
Oh, he was
so
on
first
Busted
Corrigan
Open.
was
I
on
gotcha.
Busted Open
Okay.
Radio.
Whatever.
And you know it's always an epic fail when you bring Dave LaGreca into it. So as much as people might like Busted Open Radio, Dave LaGreca could never be a wrestler. He could never be in wrestling because he's a terrible actor, as is Dry as Paint Tommy Dreamer. That's why Tommy Dreamer has always been a nothing. Because that guy couldn't convince you that it was snowing out if it was snowing out.
You didn't feel for him in ECW? Hit him again. I don't know, dude.
Listen, dude, the guy,
I don't
listen,
know.
being a wrestler doesn't mean you're good at your mic skill. Like we're going to come
Yeah,
back
I never
after the
thought he
commercial
had
break.
shit for mic
Barry
skills.
Windham against
Yeah.
Bret Hart, which is
Oh,
pretty
this is insane.
going to be very tough to decide.
This is
But
nuts.
my point is that
Okay.
when you get these guys involved and they're trying to get it over the top for you, they're failing.
Yeah.
They're failing all the way around.
Yeah.
This is not drawing interest.
Yeah.
The Corrigan-Nick Aldis feud is not making me want to go buy a pay-per-view in St. Louis.
No, I could care less. I mean, but again, like I said earlier, these guys are all recasts from whatever. Grow your own stars, please. How about that? Grow your own stars. You're this little thing. Grow your own stars.
Well, when you
Give
make,
yourself
when
a
you make
shot.
Trevor Murdoch your champion,
What are you
when you
doing?
make Trevor Murdoch your champion, you're out of options.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
clear.
what are you doing? I don't
So
get
why
it at
is
all.
Aldis not the champion? Maybe Aldis doesn't really want to be the champion.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
And Zack Ryder, what's his real name? I keep forgetting.
Why do you do this to me?
I know,
Because right now he's woo-woo.
Yeah, right.
You know
so
it.
you brought Zack Ryder in, and he didn't make an
Is it Cardona?
Yeah, Matt Cardona.
you
Yeah,
go.
thank you.
Yeah, okay. I
You
knew
bring
it
Matt
did
Cardona
eventually.
and Zack Ryder, and you made no difference.
None.
That didn't work
None.
for you either.
None.
That's why you put the belt back on Murdoch, because guess what? I bet you Murdoch does it for free.
Right.
I'm almost willing to bet that Murdoch wrestles for the NWA for free.
Right.
Is that a possibility?
I think it's a possibility. Maybe it's for beer.
I don't even think.
He doesn't even get beer? Like Blue Moon?
I'm being 100%. I'm being 100%.
I so am I!
Do you
I'm
think,
paying with beer.
Do you think he's working for free?
I would if I were him. Yeah.
You would.
Yeah, I would if I were him. Why not? I mean, what are they selling out? Comac High? I mean,
They're
what's
not
going on?
selling out anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Billy Corgan has not known what to do with a wrestling product for years now. Can we just call it? You don't know what you're doing, Billy. Go write another song because you're pretty good at those.
Wait, Roy's a little upset. Roy Batiste out there. And
Oh,
I
no.
want you to
I did not
respond
mean
to
to
it,
do this,
okay?
Roy. What did I do?
Well, first let's start with Rally. Rally says Nick Aldis, curtain jerker.
Okay.
Now, Roy's upset, and Roy, look, we always love your opinion and
Yeah,
everybody's
what
opinion,
happened?
but we're going to answer.
Go ahead.
Christian was NWA World Champion as well as WWE World
Okay.
Champion.
And?
Let's show the man a little respect.
I do. I think Christian's just fine for what he is.
Well,
but
wait a minute. Let's
I
call it
don't,
like it
I
is.
don't listen.
They gave him the WWE World Championship as like, hey, we owe you something.
Sure.
So let's give you that stupid
Right.
WCW belt that was
Right.
floating around.
It wasn't
for a
like
while.
the public was screaming for him to be champion.
No. That was a
Okay.
giveaway, man.
Yeah,
Roy,
but-
with
yeah.
all due respect,
Yeah.
he might be a great wrestler or whatever
think
else.
he is.
He's
I
not a
think he's
guy
fine.
that's. Roy, you got to answer the question. Christian is main eventing against Jungle Boy in your town. Are you running to go see it?
Better
If you
yet,
are,
better yet.
then I'm wrong.
Well, how about this? Better yet, Roy, you now own your own company, and on your roster, you are fortunate enough to have Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. And are you really pushing him? Is that what you're going to do? I don't think you're doing that. You know, I don't think you're doing that. So, you know,
Chris
there's a
Lee-
pecking order, I
Chris
guess.
Lee says-
everywhere you go.
Great to see last week. 17.8 subscribers now to 18.5.
Yeah, what
Yes.
happened?
Thank you, sir. Tommy Rich and Ronnie Garvin, I think, might have happened.
That's very nice.
And EC3.
Right.
It'd be nice if it
You
was
didn't air
just
that.
us.
You didn't air that video that you caught me doing a moon or anything like that.
No,
'cause
I
that would
did
have
not.
cost the subscribers.
No, I don't know about that.
Okay.
But yeah, Chris, thank you for bringing that up, and thank you everybody for the big support there. Totally.
And Roy, I hear you. Christian's awesome, but you know, I mean, this is where he falls in my mind.
Big Boss Fetty says Tony Khan killed the shoot angle. Everybody knows it's all work, and now he's embarrassed the business by exposing it.
So Tony Khan is, I don't know, man. I'm not big on Tony Khan, obviously. He's just a fan. I mean,
Jason
I don't
says
know.
Nick Aldis in a suit isn't bad in itself.
yeah.
It's the fact that he's wearing the suit that looks straight out of 1985. You know what? That's a really good point. And again,
I didn't think about that.
you know what I'm going to...
What about the shoes? Are they like 1988? What are we talking?
No, I want to say this to Jason, though. This
That's
is
funny.
pretty important, Jason, is that it seems very worked, like very, like, I need an angle. I need to
Right.
make myself big. That's a good idea. Put on a Ric Flair suit. That's going to get you over. I think I will.
Right.
You know what he
Right.
should have did? He should have beat up Mickey James on a constant basis. That would be...
Maybe he should have been just evil as could be and
Roy-
have Mickey as
Hey,
his evil valet.
Roy
What would have been
says
so
he
wrong
sees,
with that?
Roy says he sees our point about Christian.
There you go, Roy.
I'm not a
It-
Christian hater. He's Christian.
I'm not either.
Like,
but
the Miz
I've always
is the
felt-
Miz. Christian's Christian.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right. And I've always felt Edge was greater than Christian. That's just my opinion. I mean, Edge seems to have so much more it factor to me, but Christian's definitely doing a good job right now. There's no doubt about it.
And guess what? He said AEW, Big Boss said, he says AEW triggered an extension clause for the next 2 years for Christian Cage.
Right.
He's now signed
Okay.
through 2024. Well, he should.
Right. That's fine.
I'm should. But sooner or
That's
later,
fine.
you're going to run out of the nasty, over-the-top comments because what are you going to say next?
Right. Right. And on top of it, though, again, where is their Goldberg?
There
is none. Where is their Stone Cold? Their Rock? Their Undertaker? Where is their
802 Blues
original
in the
main
house.
event? What is up, 802? What is up? Where is their great main event selling kabillion T-shirts original creation? There is none.
We'll be right back to this commercial break where we're going head-to-head. And I'm sorry, guys, I forgot to do the intro video.
You want me to do it? I could
After the
do
commercial
Michael
break.
Buffer. I could
Absolutely,
give it a shot.
when we go off a break.
I'll give it a shot.
Well, we're putting up a very challenging match. I don't know where we're going with this
This is
one.
crazy,
Bret
dude.
the Hitman Hart against who's one of my top
Barry Windham.
10 favorites. Barry Windham. We'll be
Oh,
right
man.
back.
This is going to be rough.
Tired of that same old breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Same old tasting scrambled eggs, burger, that dinner steak, ribs, or pork chops? Why not add a little bit of spice or just a touch of heat to make the difference? Change that scrambled egg with a little bit of Johnny Fabulous's John Cena Sr.'s $1 Million Jalapeno Hot Sauce. Great on burgers, steaks, chops, and those barbecued ribs.
The Monte and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, where we're bringing you back to head-to-head without a video.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching at home, let's get ready to rumble!
Pretty good.
Thank you. I tried.
Pretty good.
Head to head, baby.
All right, head-to-head.
All right.
Explain the rules to who doesn't know what the head-to-head rules
I
are,
will
brother.
try. I don't know why I have to try to always memorize this. I'll give it a shot. Let's go with, there's 5 categories, by the way. We put 2 greats head-to-head to see who wins. The first category is mic skills. Basically, can you talk to me, or are you going to put me to sleep? Right?
Yep.
Let's just go with that. Those are the mic skills. We got mat skills. Are you Bob Backlund, or are you Giant Gonzalez? Ow.
Giant Gonzalez is a good wrestler.
You had a lot of beer that night, huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right. Then we've got my favorite, the back of the baseball card. Obviously, that's your resume. What have you done with your career? You got lots of straps. Can we call them belts now that Vince is retired?
Yeah, no.
We can't.
No.
But we liked that term. Why can't we? All right, we'll get into that later. Okay, then we've got the it factor. I always say, are you Terry Bollea, or are you... oh, man, why do I always stress to find someone who's totally boring? It should be simple for me.
All right,
But it's not.
Let's call it.
It's not.
It factor.
Yeah, who's really boring? Magnus.
There you go. Well done.
Wow. Okay.
There
so
you go.
You got the it factor and the shit factor. All right. And then we've got the final category, the impact on the business, where CM Punk's mouth seems to make more impact than anything he did in his career. What do you think?
That's very
That
good.
good?
All
All
right.
right.
A few fans have weighed in. Jimmy
Yeah.
Fingers says no contest. Bret Hart all day long, 6 days a week,
I can
3
see
times
that.
on Sunday.
I
ESO says let's go Barry.
I can see Barry loyalists
Jay
too.
Will.
This
Jay,
is rough.
802 Boo. Barry was good in the ring.
He was.
To the should be very close.
This is going to be very interesting.
ESO says it factor Bret. Well, we're going to go at it. So what's the first category?
All right.
buddy?
What do you want to do? Mic skills first?
Let's go with Mike Skills.
Okay. Well, this is one that Brett doesn't normally win.
Well, we haven't. You're giving it already to
I'm
Brett.
already giving it to Brett.
Wow.
How could I not? Barry never talked too much. And Bret did. I got to give it to Bret. It's almost like by default. And I say that this is something normally Bret doesn't win, because if you're putting Bret up against a lot of the other guys from his generation, I don't think he's winning a Mike Skills battle.
I'm going to go Mike Skills, Bret Hart.
I agree.
A mess is saying Bret Hart.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Next up.
Boy, I got a bad feeling for Barry during this. This is rough. Matt Skills. There is no way.
This is very close.
Listen,
Very
Barry
close.
Windham is obviously top shelf. Obviously a top shelf wrestler. But we are talking about the master.
The best there is.
The best there was.
Best there ever will be.
The excellence.
Of execution.
There's no way. I'm sorry. It's Bret.
hate this.
I know you hate this, but you did this to yourself. And you didn't even ask me what I thought about it. So now you have to deal with it.
Bret Hart, 2 up.
Of course.
Wow.
It's not going to get. It's not going to get better, Mike.
What's
The
next?
back of the baseball card. It's Bret.
Wow.
It's not even close.
It's not even close.
It's not even close.
Wow. On paper, I
Bret.
thought this was very
No.
close. Even 802 Blue said this is going to be close.
My heart.
But it's not close.
When I saw this on the script, what a fag! My heart genuinely dropped for Barry, because I know how much you love him. And I saw this, I was like, Barry's going to get housed.
Wow, it's already
Back
over already
of
at
the
3-0.
baseball bat, Bret's
Is this
already
going to
won.
be a clean sweep? What's next?
Okay, the impact on the industry. Bret Hart. Bret Hart. Sorry.
You're right. What am I going to say? What am I going to say?
You know, and this one too pains me too. It Factor, the Hitman. He's the Hitman. The music just hit. Stop. The girls.
Wow.
It's Bret. It's Bret. We have, I don't know if we've ever had one, but I think we have a clean sweep. In my opinion, if you agree
This
with me
is a
on
clean. This is a clean sweep,
man. It's just the excellence of execution. The great Hitman, Bret Hart, wins against one of the most beloved, solid, all-around pro wrestling legends, Barry Windham. That's rough, man. That one hurt. I'm in pain right now.
You know what? Going into this, I
actually-
said this is going to be so tight, and this was a friggin' ass kicking.
Well, it goes to show once again why Bret Hart is the face of his time period.
Where does
You know.
Bret Hart rank
Oh,
in the greatest wrestlers of all time?
Well,
You got to look at it now. You got a list.
yeah.
You got a list.
Well,
we're going to do it this way.
Go ahead.
Because this ended so fast, guys, I was unprepared. Because it all of
Me
a sudden
too.
became not even a conversation. Every
No.
time Pharaoh said Bret Hart, I go, how can I even argue?
No, not
There
in
was
this
no
particular-
argument.
No, not in this particular
So I'm going to go this way.
matchup.
Where does Bret Hart rank? Bruno Sammartino, Bret Hart.
What are you doing to me? Mike Skills, Bret. Matt Skills, Bret. Back of the baseball.
Don't go that far because
back
we
of
got
the-
more to go. Just
Okay.
Bruno or Bret?
Bret.
Okay.
Ow. Ow.
Scott Hall or Bret?
Bret.
I'm thinking.
The Bruno
guys.
one hurt.
I'm thinking.
Because the
guys.
back of the baseball card, no one's going to touch those reins.
Undertaker or Bret?
Undertaker.
Really?
Yes. And not by judging
Wait a
by-
minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
Matt Skills.
I thought we're not going to go through the whole thing.
But no. But this I'm disagreeing with
back
you
of the
right
baseball
now.
card, Taker. Impact on the
Wait a
industry.
minute. Slow down. Slow down.
What?
Slow down. Matt Skills.
Bret. Bret's not losing
Mike
to anybody.
Skills. Brett. Unfortunately.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Yes, that's
okay, fine.
2.
Okay.
Back of the baseball card.
Taker.
That's a draw.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Not with the WrestleMania streak, it's not. You have to factor in the WrestleMania streak, dude.
All right, I'll
21
give you
and
back
0.
of the baseball card.
Okay? It factor. You're going to tell me
Taker.
Bret Hart has one? No, he doesn't, right?
Taker.
Impact on the industry?
Impact on
Careful.
industry. Not sure.
Careful.
That one's close.
All right, let's call it a draw.
That's a draw.
Well, I'll feel better.
Okay, that's
But I
fine.
still think Taker would win that one if
If I had to put
forced.
money down, yes, but I'm calling that a draw.
This is great. Who else
All
you got?
Hulk Hogan.
Hogan. Not everything can go by back of the baseball card. It's almost like taking 2 great albums, Zeppelin 1 and 2, and doing track by track. But then when you look at the
Gotta
album as
go
a
with
whole,
this. Hold on. Hogan.
so one's better than the other.
Matt Skills.
Oh, what they with Bret Hart? Stop it.
Okay. Mike Skills.
Hogan.
Okay. Back of the baseball card.
Hogan.
It Factor.
Hogan.
Impact on the industry.
Hogan. Hogan just kicked the
Agreed.
shit out of Bret Hart.
That and should. he
Sorry,
should have.
purists, but you gotta
Ric
be fair.
Ric Flair or Bret Hart.
Wow. Mike Skills, Rick. Matt Skills, Bret. Back of the baseball card, Rick. Impact on the industry, Rick. It Factor, Rick.
No, I
All
don't
right,
go
but
impact on the industry.
How about It
I don't-
Factor? Rick still wins 3-2.
Give you that.
Okay, fair.
Okay. So
Wow,
Brett
this is
fallen-
awesome, guys. Write in some
Brett's
suggestions.
fallen to 3. Brett's fallen to 3.
Brett's one of the greats. Brett versus The
Bret
Rock.
Hart, John Cena.
Brett versus John Cena. Okay, Mike Skills, John.
Forget that. Just give me it. Give me.
I have
run
to
out
break
of
it
time.
down. I can't be. I think I would have to lean towards as far as John.
Okay. Stone Cold Bret Hart.
Stone.
Rock Bret Hart.
Rock. Sean Bret Hart.
Sean.
Yeah, me too. Damn.
But Bret Hart's in your top 10.
Of
now.
course he is. He's
Where
gotta
he
be.
never lied before.
I put
He's
him
there.
above Bruno. I mean, not in the back of the baseball card, obviously.
RJ, we said we're giving Austin.
Yeah.
Giving Austin.
Yeah.
Flair, you know what, though?
Brett Jericho.
Brett.
I agree.
But I don't know.
I know it's.
I don't know.
Jericho's got quite the
resume.
story. Yeah, it's.
All right,
way
so
up
real
there.
quick, we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
We
That
got
was
about
awesome.
5 minutes. We've got
Okay.
Marty Jannetty coming in next Thursday. Marty's going to be on the couch, where on the second half, I'll be leaving the dais. Pharaoh will sit with Marty Jannetty, where people
yeah.
have scheduled themselves. I do have one more slot open. I've got 3 filled. It's only half an hour, and you got your questions. It'll be a conversation, so it's not like we have 10 people.
Someone get up on
So
that
we
slot.
have one more slot open.
Yeah, grab that.
Questions
Grab it.
so the people out there watching won't ask the same questions.
Okay.
Let's talk about what we want to talk to Marty about. Go ahead.
What do we want to talk to
Yes.
Marty about?
So they could come up with their own questions.
Well, I thought we were going to basically talk. Weren't we going to try to
By the way, Roy says Taker was never the number one guy for Vince. He was just a very loyal as far as years served.
That's interesting, but when you think about it, there were several WrestleManias as that streak was getting higher, where his streak was the focus of WrestleMania. So I'm not so sure that he wasn't the focus of the company or the number one face. I think at certain points, the beauty of Taker is that certain points of his career he kind of was, and then he would lay back, but he'd be back again.
All right, so back to
the
Jannetty.
streak kind of
Back to Jannetty. We want to speak to him about the passing of Dan Marotti, right?
Right, we got that.
We want to speak to him about the passing of Butcher Blackwell.
Yes, we got that.
We want to get a little deeper with Marty, and we really want to get the question,
Sean.
did him being the second fiddle to Shawn Michaels derail him both on a...
Personal and professional level.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the direction. Was there anything else? Because I think that's the basics that we had talked about. That leaves plenty for the people to ask them.
It does leave plenty
It
for
leaves
the people.
plenty. So
guys, get your questions out there. Think about what you want to ask.
maybe perhaps, what if though, Mike? What if they want to weigh in also on the Marty Sean thing? They may want to enhance.
You may want to
enhance
that
what
question.
we're getting at.
And again,
You know
if we
what I
ask
mean?
a question
So-
about Dan Marotti, doesn't mean you can ask a question. So Phil, if you want to say, hey,
of course.
what did Dan Marotti mean to you?
Sure.
I think that's
good.
more than a fair enough question.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying?
And of course, Phil. Of course. Yeah. Sure.
Jimmy Finger says, is Marty going to be sober? If not, you will not get a thing out of him. If he's sober,
like we don't know that.
if he's sober,
What a
we're gonna-
revelation.
listen, we got a pretty decent relationship with
We
Marty.
do.
I've had many conversations with him when he hasn't
Marty's
had problems.
cool.
And
Marty's cool, man.
you know what? There's nothing to get out of him. I mean, he had a close
Right.
relationship with Dan Marotti.
Right.
He should share his
Right.
thoughts about Dan
And
Marotti.
when has Marty ever been
And
guarded? He always tells us
and
what
the
he's
Boston
thinking.
Wrestling fans.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. And he always tells us what
Now
he's
the
thinking.
question is, will he open up about the Shawn Michaels thing? I'm not sure,
I
and
don't
maybe
know.
there isn't a problem there. I personally
Right.
think there is.
I think it fucked him up. That's just personal. How could it not fuck him up?
Let me
He
think
was
of- think about-
fantastic, and then Sean just shot past him and forgot about him. That cannot be cool. No fucking way. You know? I mean, would I say this to him live on the air? Yeah, probably. We rolled around on the floor. Whatever.
I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Probably. I mean, sometimes I feel frustrated for Marty. He deserved better. He was better than what he got in the end. You loved it when he returned and won the Intercontinental, right?
Yes, I was.
I mean, how cool was that?
Phil says, I was the only one there the night of the blowout between Dan and
Shit.
MJ. It was
Really?
quite a night. You know, Phil, you got to write us on a page. I want to know one thing, because Marty called me after that, and that's actually what started the Thursday
Right.
night wars
Right.
between us and Boston Wrestling.
Right.
Marty had called me, and he said he had mentioned us, and
Mm-hmm.
that triggered the fight. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
And I've always tried to get hold of that tape, but Phil, if you could share what started was that our name was brought up, and then that
Yeah,
whole thing
because
happened.
you brought it to me.
Right.
After that, you were like, "This guy's calling us the F-bomb and shit." I was like, "Who's this guy?" Oy, very
But anyway, if you could write us and give us a
bizarre.
little rundown of what happened
Yes,
there.
please,
And you
Phil.
know what? It would be an interesting story, Phil. We might have to, when you talk to Marty, bring that up and talk about that night. Because, you know what? A lot of people didn't get to see that. And then,
Yeah.
you know, it was quickly taken off the air.
Of course.
Anyway, we want to thank you for joining us on Thursdays.
Yes, sir.
It's our honor. This is Mike Monte.
This is the Pharaoh. Thank you, as always, for letting us come into
Am
your
I as
living
big
rooms.
as Tony Atlas?
Dude, you're pretty damn large.
Am I bigger than
And
Tony?
in charge.
Close to Tony Atlas,
Yeah,
maybe.
there you go.
Just a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, check this out. Boop. What do you think? String bean power.
Enjoy SummerSlam, people.
You've been watching Monte and the Pharaoh, and until next week, later.